Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Today we're going to be looking at the patch notes for Black Ops 3. The most recent patch has been pretty damn big for some people, up to 10 gigabytes or around about that much, and so I thought it would be worthwhile going through the patch itself and going through the notes to see what changes they have made to zombies. So one of the really big changes that affects Shadows of Evil that I wish they had done right when the game came out, or just at least released the game with this implemented already, is that personal items and gateworms will now use a shared inventory system. I presume this means that if one player picks up an item, they don't have to be the one to put the item down. It can be someone else that puts it down, and it just means that everything will go so much faster. It actually means that, for example, with the gateworms, you might have someone pick up a gateworm, and then straight away the other player can put it down. They don't need to run all the way across the map and do all that funny business to try and actually get all the things built and get the pack-a-punch open and stuff like that. So that is really good news. Also, the ritual duration has been reduced, so that's another change that is just going to make people's lives a little bit nicer when they're playing Shadows of Evil, make the map a little less sort of tedious, so that's great news. There are also three sort of bug-type things that they fixed. One of them, a bug where players were unable to progress after upgrading the Apothicon Swords and then bleeding out, so that's a bug fix, that's great. Another fixed a bug where Magwars would continue to go after downed players. Again, that's just a good thing that they fixed, so happy with that. And third is a stability issue fix with the main quest, which has been fixed. Yeah, it's been addressed. So that's great, that's Shadows of Evil specific stuff. There's also stuff specific to Der Eisendrache, for example, several bugs where players were unable to use the Ragnarok indefinitely, or they were able, sorry, to use the Ragnarok indefinitely, which is obviously a bug. There's an issue where players were able to duplicate an upgraded Wrath of the Ancient's bow when using the Arms Grace Gobblegum. That's been fixed. You've also got several kill brushes to block off pathing exploits, which is good. A kill brush is basically a death barrier, essentially. And then also several zombies farming exploits at the test fire location have been fixed as well. I think that is what people were using to do things like get the all of the bows, for example, on round 1, round 2, round 3, that sort of thing. That is what has been fixed there by the looks of it. Then also, there are loads of Dead Ops Arcade 2 fixes. So, for example, small chance of golden eggs spawning at a chicken farm, that's awesome. Enemies no longer spawning during boss rounds. Increased coat of arms duration, fix for golden chickens not laying up to 3 eggs, loads and loads of fixes. I'll have those listed in the description down below because I know you guys aren't necessarily going to be as focused on Dead Ops Arcade 2. I will be having a video coming up probably sometime in the next month talking about Dead Ops Arcade and giving you guys a little bit of a guide as to how to do well on it, and that should be coming out probably hopefully within the next 2 weeks or so, but we'll see how it goes. And finally, the big changes for this patch are as follows, or some of the big changes. Some of the ones that I've already mentioned, for example, the personal items on Shadows, that's a huge change in my opinion. That makes the map much more friendly to groups of people that are trying to get it done and trying to get through everything they need to do in order to get to the pap and stuff like that. But this change here is just fantastic. All Gobblegum machines in a level are now active at all times. Treyarch, why didn't you do this months ago? This is the sort of thing they could so easily have done before the game even came out. They could have been like, you know what, these things should be accessible at all times. But no, for some reason, they were like, nah, you know what, we're going to make the players have to look around the map without any knowledge of where the machine is. They're going to have to search for ages, essentially, to find out where the bloomin' machine is all the time. That's gone now. No more of that. Instead, all machines in a level are active at all times. All Gobblegum machines, that is. Also, another good update here, the Gobblegum machine can now be accessed multiple times per round. That's right, it's another thing that they did at the beginning of the game when it came out. They said, okay, we're gonna make it so that the player is gonna have to search for this machine, and then they're gonna find the machine and only get one use of it. Thankfully though, they've got rid of that now. Maybe this is going to mean that they actually get more people buying COD points because people are burning through their Gobblegum faster if they can use it more than once per round. Maybe that's the motivation behind it. I don't know. It could be. I don't know if that's the cynic talking or if that's like a legitimate possibility, but regardless, Gobblegum machines can now be accessed multiple times per round. Huzzah! I believe it costs more money the more times you use it in a single round, sort of like the shoot, the trash shoot in Exo Zombies. I believe that's the way it's going to be implemented, so that's pretty damn cool stuff. Also, oh my goodness, this one. Liquid Divinium, the drop rate cap, oh, my screen's just gone off, here we go, the drop rate cap of 2 vials per game for Liquid Divinium has been removed. Players can now continue to earn Liquid Divinium as they progress through a match. So that means you don't need to get your 2 Divinium and then restart your game to get more Divinium. Another thing, this is a bit of a recurring theme here, isn't it? Another thing the Treyarch should have done when the game came out, but for some reason they were like, nah, we're going to just make your life a little bit more difficult for no reason whatsoever. So I guess those changes are basically quality of life improvements. That's the main thing there. They're not necessarily going to change the game massively. They're not going to mean that loads of Easter eggs suddenly start getting broken, I don't think. But, not Easter eggs, sorry, world records or anything like that. Don't think they're going to make much of a difference there, but they are making the quality of your life as a player better. They're being a bit more friendly to you, which is great. Finally, the player's current Gobblegum pack will now be represented in the inventory screen. No more having to worry about that. You can just check your inventory and it will be there in the inventory screen, no worries. So that is the patch, pretty much. I obviously didn't go through quite all of the Deluxe Arcade 2 Cyber's Avenging changes because there are so many of them. Chicken Ball eggs now drop towards center of arena, adjusted solo anti-kiting logic, fix for spinning sword pickup, not crediting player for enemy deaths, etc, etc. There are heaps of them, they're in the description. I'll actually have all of these in the description so you can check them all out and see them in their entirety from the Activision blog itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I personally think these changes are fantastic. They're small things in the sense that they're not things that are going to completely revolutionize the way you play the game necessarily, but they're things that just make your life better. And I am all for these sorts of changes. We've had the patch where the zombies don't sort of slow you down so much when they hit you anymore. Things like that should have definitely been in the game from day one. And the fact that they're implementing them now, they're late, but better late than never, right? I mean, I'm glad that that's something that we're not going to have to be worrying about in DLC 2, DLC 3, DLC 4, when everything's getting super duper hectic. We're on the Easter egg boss fight, and we're getting so close to the end, and I just need to buy another Gobblegum, and oh wait, I've already bought one this round, I can't buy another. Great, thanks Treyarch. So I'm super glad they fixed that, and I won't have to worry about that, and none of you guys will have to worry about it either, but let me know in the comments down below, what other changes would you like them to make along these same lines? What other quality of life buffs and improvements would you like to see happen in future patches, whether it's before DLC 2 or maybe after DLC 2, it doesn't really matter. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching as well. I'm working on some cool videos right now that aren't related to this patch by any means. There's one video talking about Morse code, secret Morse code codes and ciphers in zombies. That's going to be coming out nice and soon. There's also another couple of things in the works which I'm not going to tell you about right now because they're secret, but I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy them a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I've been MrRoflWaffles. If you want to see more patch note discussions like this, then just let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time. Alright, see you later guys. Bye-bye.